Coming up on Argo News, the recent assaults on campus and how police plan to handle it.
And several events on UWF campus and throughout Pensacola.
It's going.
What? The prompter?
Is it too slow?
It's too slow. It's like I'm Coming up on Argo News, the recent assaults on campus and how the campus police plan to handle it.
And several events taking place on campus and throughout Pensacola.
All this and more today on Argo News. And welcome to Argo News.
UWF police are actively investigating a recent assault on campus. Argo News reporter Shakina Duncan has more on the story.
On September 21st at approximately 1 a.m., there was an attack on a member of our Argo community.
A young lady, a student, was walking from the library to a residence hall, and in between the two, near Building 51, she was approached by a male and from behind, and he attempted to engage her in some conversation, and she didn't respond to him, and then he grabbed a hold of her and he produced a knife, and they started to struggle, and after a few minutes he ran from the scene. The description we have of the suspect is he's rather short. He is thin, he's young, he's African American, he's dark complected, and he has a short afro. We are getting leads and we're following up on leads. We started to get even more leads after we released a composite sketch taken from accounts from the witnesses and the victim, and we've asked for the public's help. We released the composite sketch giving a likeness of this individual. We've asked the community to call us about any suspicious activity, and those calls have increased about suspicious activity. We've also are working with the sheriff's office and also with the FDLE helping us with this investigation. Either call us at 474-2415 or call Crime Stoppers, and I believe that's 433-STOP.
If you have any information regarding this assault, please contact the UWF police. I'm Shakina Duncan, reporting for Argo News.
There are a lot of exciting opportunities for African American students on campus. Jasmine Granger tells us how.
Are you a Black student at UWF looking for an organization to join?
Collegiate 100 here on UWF campus is just a branch off of the 100 Black Men of Pensacola's 100 chapter. And they focus on health and wellness, education, mentoring, and economic development. And here at UWF, we mainly focus on mentoring. What drew me to join C100 was the fact that they mentored the youth in the community. I appreciated that a lot, and I knew that they were starting a new women's chapter, and I wanted to be a part of history, so that's why I joined, part of the reason why I joined. I feel like C100 kind of sets the standard as far as orgs. We're not a fraternity or a sorority, but we are well known on campus. We're very involved on and off campus, so I think our presence is really felt here. The reason I think they incorporated women was just for a change within the C100 dynamics. I felt like they needed a woman's presence to get a different perspective on views, and I think it helps them to attract more people on campus, because I think they can relate to us more because we have men and women. And I've learned a lot from C100. I've learned how to network, how to speak more openly, speak my mind. I've learned, and I've met a lot of people, a lot of good people who have influenced my life. and I've learned like more about myself. They always make you think like, how can you be better? You know, how can you help someone?
UWF is growing. With football on its way, diversity is sure to follow. I'm Jasmine Granger, reporting for Argo News.
Every college student hopes to get a job straight out of college. One campus department is trying to make that happen. Argo News' Travis Bennett caught up with one senior who says UWF has made him ready.
The Fall Career Showcase is an event that Career Services hopes get students out of the classroom and into the workforce.
UWF has absolutely given me the tools and abilities to feel pretty confident when I get out of college. Through UWF, I've gained 3 internships, one at the Office of Equity, Diversity, and International Affairs, Building 75, also with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos during the summer, and also with the Pensacola Greater Chamber, or the Greater Chamber of Pensacola. So all 3 of those have really given me the tools to be the best professional that I can be. I'm a public relations major right now. I really want to get into sports marketing, so any kind of field that has to do with communicating to the public, any kind of athletic events would be great for me. Today was a great networking opportunity. It really was a great way for me to get my name out there and really get to know all the companies that are in Pensacola and trying to, acquire new graduates. I'm trying to get a job right outside of college. I'm not trying to wait around, so I'm really trying to get my foot in the door. So I think coming here was a great opportunity. I've been in UWF Men. I've also been in Homecoming Executive Court. I'm a part of Sigma Alpha Epsilon. I've been on the executive board for all 3 years of my involvement with them. I really loved UWF Men. That has given me so much professional skills such as elevator speeches, different ways to tie ties, just anything in between there. It's really given me the stepping stones to become a better professional. Get involved, get a resume builder, really stack those things up on the resume and really try to be a better professional than you were the day before. I'm not from Pensacola, I'm from Cocoa Beach, moved up here about 3 years ago, but something that UWF really gives me is just a sense of family, a sense that I can go to anyone and acquire some knowledge that I didn't previously have before is really beneficial for me. I know that anyone here is able to help and is willing to help as well, so it's really the best place to be.
For more information about career development and upcoming events, you can visit the website www.uwf.edu/career. I'm Travis Bennett reporting for Argo News.
If you missed the UWF Men's Conference, reporter Talila Howard has your recap.
Time to emphasize the empowerment of men and what they truly stand for here at UWF's Men's Conference.
So the Men's Conference is part of a larger initiative that we have, it's UWF Men, which stands for University of West Florida Men's Empowerment Network, which is a retention program to just help our male students find their own path to success, to graduate and then potentially matriculate into graduate school or to find a career. And so one of the components of the men's program is the Men's Conference, because we want to allow our male students to have access to kind of experiencing a conference while they're an undergraduate. So we actually have 2 keynote speakers. The first keynote is at lunch, and that's Chief of Police of Pensacola, Chief David Alexander III, and he's going to speak to the theme, which is what do you stand for? And we also have our evening keynote, that's Dr. Joe Martin. He's an alum of the institution, and he is the CEO and founder of Real World University. The conference as a whole is a networking opportunity. They're going to be able to network over breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Also, we have several concurrent sessions going on that are interactive, panel discussions, roundtables, and so we see that they'll be able to connect with people who they may never have met before. And we have a couple of breaks, and those are strategically placed for networking specifically. So I hope to allow for them to see some professionals who maybe have taken the similar paths as they have, or they are, and they'll learn from that and be inspired to continue and keep pushing.
If you missed out on the motivational speaking and networking here at UWF's Men's Conference, don't worry, you always have next year. I'm Talila Howard reporting for Argo News.
Argo News reporter Yolanda Mack tells us what we have to look forward to during homecoming week.
Many clubs and organizations are planning for the most fun-packed week here at the University of West Florida. So with athletics, what we do a lot of coordinating with our tailgates that we're going to have on the 23rd. We're going to have a soccer tailgate out there. So we let them know what we can do to help them out to make it a successful event, where we open up the area for excuse me, student athletes or not student athletes, students or Greeks and organizations to have tents out there and just promote their organization to the student body, that maybe there's a freshman that's not a part of anything, and that one event they go to might be the trigger to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to join this group because they were there and it was really exciting. They draw me in, capture my interest. So there, and then pretty much on game days, we like to do a couple of presentations during our athletic events. So I coordinate with a group from homecoming and just what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and just so on the timing aspect and the organizational aspect, we can kind of be up to par, because so a lot of planning is beforehand. And when it comes to the week of homecoming, it's just fulfilling everything we planned for, and just excited for the week that comes, because homecoming is a big event anywhere when it comes to high school and college, university. So we definitely are excited about it, and it's a great opportunity. And it seems like it's a trend with athletics, but with football coming up, that's just a new outlet and facet with athletics that we really have never had before. And so having a homecoming at a football game, and I can see in the future we're having Mr. and Miss UWF announced at the football game.
Be sure to clear out your schedule for a week filled with food, fun, and entertainment. For more information, check out the webpage at uwf.edu/offices/homecoming. I'm Yolanda Mack reporting for Argo News.
The UWF Theater has a new musical opening soon. Tyler Simmons spoke with the show's director to get details.
Please, have a seat and enjoy the UWF Theater Department's latest musical production.
I'm the director of this production, so it entails a lot of things. It involves setting the show so the actors know where to stand, and it involves emotional intention, making sure that the actors know how to feel if they can't do that on their own, which our girls are really good. They're really smart about their characters, so it's just guiding how to tell the story, basically. I'm also involved in some of the production decisions, but I have a really great team that helps me do that. The show is about friendship. It's as easy as that, honestly, and how we are tied to the people we have known for a very long time. And not only how we are tied to them from childhood, but what keeps us together and keeps us staying friends, I suppose, and taking care of each other. Yeah, there's a few issues. We jump time. We jump to the future. We jump to the past. We have moments that are manifested in the characters' minds. And telling that story is really difficult, but our lighting designer, Charles Houghton, has really helped me be able to tell the story easily in that way. I think how the story is told is really unique. I think it's unique in a way that it is a play with music as opposed to a musical. They're very specific about that in the text. And I think it's a girl power piece. So I think that's really unique. It's 3 women who have managed to stay friends all this time. I think that's really special in storytelling.
3 postcards will have showings on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from October 16th through the 25th. Tickets are available online and at UWF's box office. I'm Tyler Simmons reporting for Argo News.
Argo News reporter David Cook shows how a local film festival is trying to promote acceptance through film.
Looking to enjoy some great films that aren't afraid to stray away from the typical Hollywood formula? Look no further than the Pensacola LGBT Film Festival.
I am the Vice President of Stamped, the Pensacola LGBT Film Festival. Our mission is to promote inclusivity and equality and acceptance for everyone. Particularly, this festival is focused on the LGBT community. The name Stamp comes from in the early 90s in this area. There were a lot of business owners that weren't very happy about the influx of people that came to town for Memorial Day weekend. So a lot of the local gays decided to take their money and they made some stamps up and they stamped all their money that said gay money so they could show to the community and the business owners how much of an impact this community has on our overall community. That actually got so large that it spread to other parts of the country. There was an article even written in one of the Baltimore newspapers that the same idea had been picked up by some activists up there and had spread to their city as well. We actually picked a different theme for every night. So our first night last night at Treehouse, the theme was You Gotta Be, celebrating acceptance and celebrating who you are, accepting who you are, and accepting everyone for who they are as well. Tonight's theme at Vinyl is marriage equality. We're celebrating all of our married couples, all of our engaged couples. Tomorrow night is Forever Young, and I wear my sunglasses at night. We have that theme kind of going on. There's going to be sunglasses involved. It's going to be very cool. And then on Saturday night, we're doing, that's our shorts day. That's our theme is short shorts. So we're encouraging everyone to wear their short shorts or their board shorts. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that too. It's kind of like a luau theme, and we'll be watching all short films that night.
For more information on the Stamped Film Festival, be sure to check out the website at www.stampedfilmfestival.com. For Argo News, I'm David Cook.
Pensacola might be appearing on the map for film production sooner than we thought. Argo News reporter Sam Shields has more.
The 10th anniversary of local comedy group Probable Cause dawns a new beginning for the actors, from on stage to on screen.
Video Comedy Rewind is a sketch comedy show based in Pensacola. The entire cast and everyone working on it is from Pensacola. So that's kind of the beauty in it there. But yeah, sketch comedy is something I've always wanted to pursue, and to be able to produce it here in Pensacola is pretty awesome. Improbable Cause was actually brought into my radar about a year ago. Started going to their shows once a month and just fell in love with it. Had no idea there were such talented comedians in the area performing on the regular. So that's pretty cool in the first place, and then kind of started slowly meeting them, and once we kind of started talking, we hit it off. I did video, they did comedy. I've always wanted to do sketch comedy. They've always wanted to do videos of their comedy, so it all just kind of worked out. The Improbable Cause members are actually crew as well, from the writing staff to gaffers to, I mean, you name it. They kind of help produce the show. We've got a small crew and a small budget, so everyone, literally everyone, is wearing 2 or 3 hats. The show currently is going to be airing on YouTube and Vimeo. We're going to heavily promote it from there. We do have meetings with guys who represent Netflix in the future to see if it will be able to stand on that kind of platform. But right now, YouTube and Vimeo, and we hope to expand.
Keep your eyes out for Video Comedy Rewind's kickoff sketch premiering October 10th. I'm Sam Shields reporting for Argo News.
Pensacola was recently voted one of the nerdiest cities in America. That title comes with a lot of pressure on local comic book shops. Argo News' Jared Perez has more on the issues that small businesses might have.
Looking to pop open a comic and be a hero for a local business?
I mean, I've been reading comics since I was 8 probably, and it was something that I knew, that I could do, something that I wanted to do, and there was a void I felt in comic book stores, in that there weren't any stores that just sold comic books. There were stores that had games and toys and then sold comics too, and their variety was lacking in comics, and so that was my goal, was to make something with a better variety of comics available for hopefully more people than just me, and it's worked out. Just sell comics. Comics, trade paperbacks, graphic novels, but just comics. When I opened up, I was the 3rd store, and since I've been open, 2 more stores have started selling new comics. So yeah, there's a lot of competition. The biggest struggle is just getting the word out that I'm here. Once people come to the store, they're usually pretty receptive and want to come back. It's just that finding the people. I've got so many customers that do come in and then buy comics, but then they tell their friends about it, or they tell random strangers about it when it comes up, and that's just that word of mouth, and has been great. I mean, people that I would consider friends now. That's probably the best part. Free Comic Book Day is always the big one. That's the first Friday in May, and that was actually my grand opening 2 years ago, and. There's assorted things throughout the year. Batman Day is coming up here soon, celebrating his birthday.
So whether Free Comic Book Day, Batman's birthday, or just a day you feel like popping open a good comic book, come on down and help support this small business. You can find out more on PensacolaPopComics.com or by finding Pensacola Pop Comics on Facebook. I'm Jared Perez, Argo News reporting.
Locals are in for a musical treat around this time every year. Argo News' Jordan Thatch tells us how.
Pensacola Beach Songwriters Festival has come to town.
I've done events like this with songwriters for 22 years now, and Renee Mack, who is the manager at Paradise Bar and Grill, she called me. She knew I did this, and she called and asked if I would consider coming out here and starting a festival. She believes in original music. I love it. I love that. This is awesome. So we did, and here we are. And my partner, Jim Pasquale, who is also a singer-songwriter, came out, and 7 years later, we're still here. We have a lot of writers that I would love to bring down. A lot of writers that, I mean, I get bombarded with emails and phone calls of people that are wanting to come down. But to have the space to put them, you know, I mean, we're over on the island, which I love, and all the writers love it. It's amazing over here. But we do accommodations for the writers and things like that. And so it makes it difficult to really grow the festival itself as far as bringing more people in, you know, to perform, because we want to make sure that people that want to come see it, you know, can get here as well. So I think the size we have it right now is amazing, you know, and there's really not a need to grow it any larger.
If you want more information about next year's Pensacola Beach Songwriters Festival, you can go to their website at pensacolabeachsongwriters.com. I'm Jordan Thatch reporting for Argo News. One UWF student organized a reading group called the Talking Service. Several veterans joined to read and discuss literary pieces that help them think, reflect, and talk about their experiences in the military. Aaron Lothar has more on the story.
Brave American soldiers risk their lives for freedom every day. But freedom, as we all know, comes with a price.
The Talking Service Project is a project that's sponsored by the Florida Humanities Council. And what the Talking Service Project is a veterans-centered group that's based, that uses readings from literature to facilitate discussions amongst veterans so they can talk about their service, so they can talk about what they did through a literary lens, but mostly just that the experiences of veterans are pretty unique and should be shared, you know, with the larger community. And I think that's one of the bigger ideas with the Talking Service Project. You know, here at UWF, I think that there might be a lot of things that the Talking Service Project wants to do. You know, really what we are is just a reading group. And from there, people are doing different things and people are taking it in different directions. We're reading a lot of really heavy material, stuff that brings up a lot of ghosts. And, you know, because of that, it can be trying for a lot of people, for lack of a better word. It could be trying on the soul, you know, digging up a lot of these past memories, these old ghosts. And because of that, it, you know, can take a lot of different forms. It's definitely not counseling and it's not therapy, but it also has a cathartic effect on the people that who are a part of the group. So as far as like what we want to accomplish here, I think, you know, at its base, it's really just an opportunity for us as veterans to be able to talk amongst other veterans about what it's like to be a veteran.
You can learn more about the Talking Service by going to www.thetalkingservice.greatbooks.org. I'm Aaron Lothar, reporting for Argo News.
Artel Gallery recently hosted their annual fundraising event. Reporter Jordan Soto has more on the story.
Every year, Artel Gallery hosts an event to help support nonprofit organizations. This year, they decided to help Pensacola Humane Society.
Artel Gallery is an all-volunteer, not-for-profit contemporary art gallery, and we like to host themed, juried, experimental type exhibitions. We encourage artists to work outside of their comfort zones. So we try to exhibit works you may not typically see in other galleries. Well, we send out a call to artists and we give them a theme, like for instance this past show was It's Electric. So we ask artists to create something with a lot of emotional power or literally electric, you plug it in, something that lights up, but something that makes them work outside of their comfort zone, that makes them think, maybe let me try something different. And so that creates artwork that people generally haven't seen before, and that generates interest, and that generates a discussion about art. They may not like it, they may love it, it doesn't matter. We want to educate the community about the different forms and the different types of art. The proceeds are split between Artel Gallery, all volunteer, and the Pensacola Humane Society. Generally, we love to host lectures. We will have musical entertainment. We've had the ballet, the symphony, the opera. We like to join forces with other nonprofits, other arts and cultural venues. We like to experiment. So if there is somebody out there that would like to partner with us, let's give it a go. We have large banners on the front, but we're still somehow a little hidden secret, I think. Artel Gallery is open to the public, and we are open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
If you'd like to help support the local community or just get your name out there with your own art, come to Artel Gallery. I'm Jordan Soto reporting for Argo News. Well, that's all we have today on Argo News, but be sure to join us every weekday at noon on Cox Channel 4 WUWF Public Media.
You can also find us on YouTube at Argo News Fall 2015. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.